boxing fans, mark your calendars because the fight of the year is coming up. On November 15th, we've got Jake Paul, the 27-year-old YouTube sensation turned boxer, squaring off against the legendary Mike Tyson. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could Jake Paul, with his relatively short boxing career, stand a chance against Iron Mike, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time? Well, believe it or not, Jake will most probably win this match, and I'm about to break down exactly why. Stick around as I explain how the odds are stacked in Jake's favor and why Tyson might not be able to secure the victory. First off, let's talk about youth and conditioning. Jake Paul is in the prime of his life at 27, and he's been training relentlessly. His conditioning is top-notch, and he's got the stamina to go the distance. Tyson, on the other hand, is 58. Sure, he's got that raw power and muscle memory, but let's be real, Father Time is undefeated. Tyson's been through wars in the ring, and his body has taken a beating over the years. This age difference is going to play a huge role in the later rounds, where endurance can make or break a fighter. Then there's the strategic aspect. Jake Paul isn't just some kid throwing punches. He's got a solid team behind him, meticulously planning every move. They study their opponents, find the weaknesses, and exploit them.
Keep booing, I keep doing.
Honor to step in the ring with one of the most brutal, vicious, and most ruthless champions there's ever been.
Tyson, while still a formidable opponent, might be relying more on his instincts and past experiences rather than a tailored game plan. This is where Paul's modern approach could give him the upper hand.
That was the punch you were talking about, where he was on unsteady legs.
Fights off it quite brilliantly. Jake Paul's turn.
Speed and agility are also crucial factors. Paul, being younger, is quicker on his feet. He's got the ability to dance around the ring, evade punches, and land quick jabs that score points. Tyson, despite his legendary status, has naturally slowed down with age. His movements aren't as swift as they once were, and this could frustrate him as he tries to land those devastating blows he's known for.
I hope he's not hurt because that was a brutal.
And let's not forget about the ring rust and health issues. Tyson's had long periods of inactivity, and recently he's been dealing with health problems like his ulcer flare-up. This isn't the same Tyson who dominated the heavyweight division decades ago. These issues can impact his performance, making it harder for him to go the full distance without gassing out.
Oh, I have sciatica every now and then. It flares up, and when it flares up, I can't even talk.
Former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson had a brief medical scare earlier today during a cross-country flight from Miami to Los Angeles.
Let's delve into the psychological game. Jake Paul is a master of mind games. He knows how to get under his opponent's skin, and that's a huge advantage. We've seen him trash talk and play mental chess leading up to his fights, throwing his opponents off their game before they even step into the ring.
Tommy has so much to lose, his family's gonna disown him when I knock him the fuck out.
However, Jake's psychological tactics will likely have no effect on Tyson. Tyson, a veteran of countless psychological battles, is immune to such antics. In fact, the very thought of stepping into the ring with Mike Tyson could easily mess with Jake Paul's mindset, knowing he's up against a living legend.
Hey, I hope y'all keep that same energy when I knock this old man the fuck out.
But it's not just about the mental aspect. There are contractual elements in play too. Rumor has it, there's a no knockout clause in this fight. If that's true, it changes the whole dynamic. Tyson's biggest weapon has always been his knockout power. If he's restricted from going full force, it's like taking away his greatest asset. Paul could exploit this, using his speed and agility to drag the fight out, aiming to tire Tyson rather than trading heavy blows.
Mike Tyson is one of the baddest men on this planet. He has way more experience than me. He's a killer.
Then we have to consider the modern training techniques. Jake Paul isn't just training hard, he's training smart. Using advanced sports science, he's focusing on recovery, nutrition, and optimized workouts. This gives him a preparatory edge.
Fucking crazy ass workout.
Tyson, despite his legendary status, comes from an era where training was intense but not necessarily backed by the latest scientific advancements. At 58, his body might not respond to traditional training as effectively as it used to. So, where does this leave us? Jake Paul, with his youth, strategic planning, and modern training, is set to face an aging legend who, despite his iconic status, is not in his prime. This isn't to say Tyson won't put up a fight. He's Iron Mike after all, but the odds are stacking up against him. And let's not forget, while this match is being promoted as an exhibition, it will still go on their professional records. Jake Paul might be more focused on the spectacle and the social media bragging rights, but for Tyson, this is about pride and legacy. People have been whispering that Jake has a no-knockout clause in his contract, and it makes sense. Jake would prefer to drag this match out, avoid the knockout, and then boast about going the distance with a legend.
Let's talk about the potential outcomes and why I think Tyson's chances of winning are slimmer than they appear. Tyson's power and experience are undeniable, but let's face it, he's way past his prime. At 58, even if he's still got some of that old fire, his body just can't perform the way it used to. Sure, he might land a few heavy punches, but can he sustain that over multiple rounds against a younger, more conditioned fighter? It's doubtful. Now, consider Jake Paul's strategy. He's not going to engage in a slugfest with Tyson. He's smarter than that. Paul will use his footwork to stay out of Tyson's reach, peppering him with quick jabs and scoring points. His goal will be to outlast Tyson, taking the fight into the later rounds where his superior conditioning can really shine. Tyson's health issues, like his recent ulcer flare-up, could also come into play, potentially sapping his strength and stamina as the fight drags on. So, what's the likely outcome? The match will probably go the distance, with Paul managing to stay on his feet and score enough points to secure a split decision. Tyson might win on one judge's scorecard, but Paul's strategic play and the constraints of the contract will likely see him edging out a controversial victory. But let's be real, boxing fans. Even if Jake Paul manages to secure a win, it's not because he's the better boxer. It's all about the circumstances and the strategic maneuvers outside the ring. Just like Logan Paul bragged about going toe-to-toe with Floyd Mayweather.
And I was able to get him with a few jabs, and every time I hit him, my confidence went, oh, he's just a man.
Jake will undoubtedly boast about sharing the ring with Iron Mike, but let's call it what it is, a publicity stunt. The Mike Tyson Jake will face isn't the same Tyson who dominated the heavyweight division in the 80s and 90s. He's a 58-year-old legend who's more about nostalgia than current prowess. Jake might survive the bout, but that's because Tyson, being the professional he is, will likely let the fight go the distance. This isn't prime Mike Tyson. We're talking about a man who has shown signs of aging and physical decline. Tyson might let Jake last all 8 rounds, giving him something to brag about to his YouTube followers.
Fuck Jake Paul. Fuck Jake Paul. I like that shit. Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with me through this breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.